Stop. Before you put that package in your cart, do you know what's really inside? We all want to eat healthier, but hidden inflammatory ingredients are sabotaging our cells. Did you know that 40% of cancer cases are estimated to be preventable through lifestyle changes? That is a massive number. It means the power is largely on your plate. Today, I'm giving you the top 8 food swaps linked to lower cancer risks. We aren't just skimming the surface. We are looking at the biochemistry of why these swaps matter. Important note: this is educational only, not medical advice. But stick around for Swap 5, which involves a healthy sweetener that might be damaging your liver, just like alcohol does. We often hear generic advice like eat more vegetables, but we rarely hear about the quality and chemistry of our ingredients. Chronic inflammation is the fuel for many modern diseases. When your body is constantly fighting against low-grade toxins from processed foods, your immune system gets distracted. It has less energy to detect and eliminate rogue cells. Science suggests that by replacing pro-inflammatory foods with nutrient-dense options, we can lower oxidative stress. In this video, we are focusing on the 8 most critical swaps. I will give you the problem, the data, and the exact solution for each. Let's get into the aisle. Let's start with the most urgent one: processed deli meats for home-cooked poultry. The sandwich you pack for lunch might be the biggest risk factor in your diet. The World Health Organization classifies processed meats, bacon, ham, salami, hot dogs as a Group 1 carcinogen. This puts them in the same category as tobacco and asbestos. Why? It's often due to nitrates and nitrites added for preservation. When these compounds hit the acid in your stomach, they can convert into nitrosamines, which damage the lining of the bowel. The data studies suggest that eating just 50 grams of processed meat daily can increase the risk of colorectal cancer by about 18%. The fix: don't rely on the deli counter. Roast a whole chicken on Sunday with simple salt and pepper. Slice it up. Keep it in a glass container. You now have fast food for the whole week, but with 0 carcinogenic preservatives. Next is white bread for sourdough, or 100% rye. You might think it's just bread, but white bread is stripped of the bran and germ. It is essentially pre-digested sugar. The science: eating white bread causes a rapid spike in blood glucose, leading to a spike in insulin and IGF-1 insulin, like growth factor. While we need some IGF-1, elevated levels in adults are linked to increased cancer risk because they signal cells to grow and divide rapidly. The data: a massive meta-analysis found that for every 10 grams of fiber added to a daily diet, there was a 7% reduction in colorectal cancer risk. White bread has almost 0 fiber. The fix: switch to traditional sourdough. The long fermentation process breaks down gluten and lowers the glycemic index. Or choose 100% whole rye German style. It is dense, packed with fiber, and keeps your blood sugar stable for hours. Now let's look at fats. Vegetable seed oils for extra virgin olive oil. Go to your pantry. Do you see soybean oil, corn oil, or generic vegetable oil? These oils are industrial products extracted using high heat and solvents like hexane. The science: these oils are incredibly high in omega-6 fatty acids. Our ancestors ate a ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 of about 1 to 1. Today, that ratio is 20 to 1. This imbalance drives systemic inflammation. The data: the Mediterranean diet uses olive oil as the primary fat and is consistently linked to lower rates of breast and colon cancer. Olive oil is rich in oleic acid and polyphenols like oleocanthal, which acts like a natural anti-inflammatory drug. The fix: use extra virgin olive oil for all your salad dressings and low to medium heat cooking. For high heat searing, a steak: swap to avocado oil, which has a higher smoke point but a healthy fat profile. Next involves how you cook. Char grilled meats for marinated or slow-cooked meats. Everyone loves the smell of a BBQ. But when muscle, meat, beef, pork, fish, poultry interacts with high heat above 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 degrees Celsius, and direct flame, dangerous chemistry happens. The science: the reaction creates HCAs, heterocyclic amines, and PAHs, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. These compounds are mutagenic, meaning they can physically alter your DNA in a sequence. The fix: you don't have to stop grilling, but you must change how you grill. Practical tip: the marinade barrier. Marinate your meat for at least 30 minutes before cooking using an acid lemon juice or vinegar and antioxidant-rich herbs, rosemary, thyme, oregano. Studies show this can reduce HCA formation by up to 90%. The antioxidants in the herbs sacrifice themselves to protect the meat. Now for the trap many health-conscious people fall into: agave nectar for raw honey or maple syrup. Agave is marketed as low glycemic and natural. The science: agave is indeed low in glucose, but it is 70 to 90% fructose. This is higher than high fructose corn syrup. Unlike glucose, which every cell can use for energy, fructose must be processed by the liver. When you overload the liver with fructose, it turns it into fat lipogenesis, leading to fatty liver and metabolic syndrome. The fix: swap it for raw honey. Honey affects blood sugar, yes, but it comes with a matrix of antimicrobial enzymes and antioxidants. Or use grade A dark maple syrup, which contains manganese and zinc. Just use them sparingly. Next is conventional strawberries for organic or frozen. Not all fruit is equal. Strawberries have thin skin and grow near the ground, making them a target for pests and fungus. The science: to combat this, farmers spray them heavily. Strawberries consistently top the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen list. USDA tests have found single samples with 20 different pesticides. Some of these pesticides are known endocrine disruptors. The fix: you don't need to buy everything organic, but for thin-skinned fruits like strawberries, spinach, and grapes, it is worth the extra cost. If organic is too expensive, swap to frozen organic berries. They are often cheaper, picked at peak ripeness, and washed thoroughly before freezing. Moving on to lifestyle habits. Alcohol for green tea or matcha. I know this is unpopular, but we have to look at the facts. Alcohol is not just empty calories, it is a toxin. The science: when you drink alcohol, your body breaks it down into acetaldehyde, a chemical that damages DNA and prevents your body from repairing the damage. Even moderate consumption is linked to higher risks of breast and esophageal cancer. The fix: create a new ritual. Swap your evening wine for high-quality green tea or matcha. These are loaded with EGCG, a powerful catechin that has been shown in studies to induce apoptosis, cell death in abnormal cells. It calms you down without the toxicity. Finally, synthetic multivitamins for nature's multivitamins. Many people take a cheap multivitamin just in case, but many of these contain synthetic forms like DL-alpha tocopherol that the body struggles to use. The data: some large-scale trials like the SELECT trial showed that high doses of synthetic vitamin E actually increased prostate cancer risk. The fix: get nutrients from the source. Instead of a pill, eat sardines for omega-3 vitamin D and calcium. Instead of a pill, eat beef liver, the most nutrient-dense food on earth, for vitamin A and B12. Instead of a pill, eat seaweed for natural iodine. Your body recognizes these food matrices instantly. You have 8 swaps here. That is a lot to change at once. Don't overwhelm yourself. Use my 1-for-1 strategy. Every time you run out of a bad item, replace it with the good swap. Run out of vegetable oil, buy olive oil. Run out of white bread, buy rye. Run out of deli meat, buy a whole chicken. This way your kitchen evolves naturally over 8 weeks, and the habits stick forever. Let's bring this all together. We covered a lot of science, but your action plan is actually very simple. I call this the 4-pillar reset. Pillar 1 is the pantry. Go home and check your shelves. For swap 3 and 5, throw out the soybean oil and the agave. Replace them with extra virgin olive oil and raw honey. These are your foundational ingredients. Pillar 2 is the fridge. Next time you shop, look at swap 1 and 6. Walk past the deli meat counter and the cheap strawberries. Buy a whole chicken to roast and a bag of frozen organic berries. You just removed nitrates and pesticides from your daily diet. Pillar 3 is the plate. When you serve dinner, focus on swap 2 and 4. Replace that fluffy white bread with dense sourdough or rye. And if you are grilling meat, apply that marinade barrier of rosemary and lemon we talked about. Pillar 4 is the routine. Finally, change how you treat your body with Swap 7 and 8. Trade the evening wine for green tea, and trade the synthetic vitamin pill for a can of sardines or some seaweed. The challenge for you: do not try to do all 4 pillars this week. That is a recipe for failure. I want you to pick just one pillar. Maybe this week is pantry week. Next week is fridge week. By next month, you will have completely transformed your kitchen environment without feeling overwhelmed. Remember, food is powerful, but it is one part of the puzzle. Sleep stress management and regular checkups with your doctor are equally important. If you want to know exactly which herbs to use for that marinade barrier we talked about in Swap 4, check out my video on top 5 anti-inflammatory spices right here. Tap that subscribe button for more science-backed wellness. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.